can actually do it herself, Max. She's doing the second half, actually. Live with Eileen Casey. Rated PG-13. Oh gosh, but no, what's that, Mother?
What about Fluffy?
What about Fluffy? That's our cat, Fluffy. Unfortunately, Fluffy couldn't be here due to unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, she was ran over, but no, she wasn't. She's fine. I think it's a he anyway. But that's good. But thank you very much for coming out, everybody. As I said, give us a shout if you're not from Ireland.
Hooray!
Very good, Jeff. Very good, Ben. And Sophia. Hello, Sophia. How are you? What about people at the back? Anyone from away? No, we're all. We won't be talking to you at all. Stay there. Thank you. But you're very welcome to Spain. Buenos donde Libia, señor. Yeah, very good. That's all I know. But anyway, and of course, United States of America. Very good. Right. No. No, but I said it can be quite difficult for people from away coming to Southwest Kerry, coming to Kenmare and coming to kind of the Ringy Kerry area, because people have the common misconception that we speak English. But what they forget is that in places like Kerry and Galway and Donegal and all around the west coast, we also speak inbred, and it can be very difficult for people to understand, you know. So like usually what happens is when people from Germany or France or Spain come over, they're like, oh, this is brilliant, it's a beautiful country, the landscape and everything. I can't wait to go into the Irish pub and I'll learn the local lingo and all the local words and everything. It'll be fantastic, I can't wait. But what happens is they actually walk into the pub and they're cornered by Johnny Sullivan, and he's going, how things are good, yeah, you're fine, yeah, fair play to you, yeah, God, if they started me in that championship game 20 years ago, we would have won it, I'm telling you, we would, yeah, my brother died last year. But you know, and I am from Berlin. I don't know this Johnny Sullivan, you know. But what happens is I've actually decided to devise a 4-step plan to help anyone to get out of these terrible, awkward situations. They're very, very awkward situations. So there are 4 sayings that will help you get through any Irish conversations. Will you repeat after me?
Yes.
You will. Very good. Okay. So number 1. It's cold, but it's dry.
It's cold, but it's dry.
Very good. Number 2. There's a fine stretch in the evenings.
There's a fine stretch in the evening.
Very good. Number 3. I'm moving to Australia in a few months.
I'm moving to Australia in a few months.
Come on, let's get it together, everyone.
I'm moving to Australia in a few months.
And last but not least, of course, number 4. This is the most important one now. This country's going to fuck.
This country is going to fuck.
Well done. You all have a level 5 FETAC in Irish bullshit talk. Well done, everyone. Fair play to you. Thank you. It's great. A number of you there that you kind of, I could, at the back especially, you could hear kind of like, it's cold but it's dry. You know, the voice wasn't very good. Is there any smokers in here? Is there people who smoke? Yeah! Yes! They're certainly not affecting your lungs, Oisin. Anyway, that's for sure. Very good. So give us a shout if you're a smoker. Yeah! Non-smokers?
Hooray!
Usually it's, give me, smokers, make some, or non-smokers.
Hooray!
Smokers! You know? Like I worked in a shop for a number of years back in Port McGee, and I can actually tell from people's voices alone what type of cigarettes they smoke, you know? It's actually a cigarette voice-ometer, really. It's just 20 Silka Ultra, 20 Silka Blue, 20 Silka Purple, 20 Johnson. Would you like filters? No filters. Are you sure? Very well, okay, thank you. But I tried giving up cigarettes. I gave up cigarettes back in January.
Hooray!
Thank you very much. Just explaining my desperate need for this bloody thing. As you can see, the electronic cigarette, it looks like something a plumber would use to fix something, but it's not too bad. I won't be using it in here just yet. But I did give it up. Anyone have given up cigarettes in here?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. And how many years are you off them?
3.
11.
3 years? 11 years. 11 years. And do you mind asking me, do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you find it okay on a night out?
Yeah.
And at the beginning, how did you feel?
Tough.
Tough, yeah, to say the least, isn't it? It's very tough at the beginning when you try to give up cigarettes and you're trying to stay off, you're trying to, just keep your mind occupied, and it can be very, very difficult because all you can think of is, lovely facts. Yes, my father tells. Oh God, you see everyone just going, oh, we're happy anyway, it doesn't matter. But what happened to me was I used to be standing at the bar counter, holding my drink, looking into the space with nobody around me, just going, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Jesus, whatever you do, don't smoke. Like anyone could be around me, anyone could be around me and I wouldn't take any notice, Like Beyonce could come up on my left and Shakira could come up on my right and they could just turn to me and say, hey big boy, we're in town for one night and one night only. You wanna come back to our hotel room and show us how a real Irish boy makes love? Huh? What? You don't have any Nicorette gum by any chance? I have no idea. Come on, Shakira, your hips don't lie. It just doesn't work at all, but that's great. So who drove out here today? You drove on a bus from South Kerry, I believe?
John Goggin.
John Goggin. Is he here or is he going away for an Oshpin? No, I don't know if you noticed, but driving out here today was like driving through thick cotton wool, It's just, you get to Kumakish and it's like the weather is just, okay, let's see if you can see the road. Go on, yeah, go on, I dare you to try and see the road. Yeah, ha, crash and die, That's what I want you to do, But we have a very strange relationship with, we suppose we have a very good relationship with cars in this country, would you agree? Yeah, we do. We like our cars. We like our cars, and certain people. But some people, to put it politely, act the bollocks with the cars, don't they? They do. You're trying to get some sleep.
Yes.
You're trying to get some sleep at 3 or 4 in the morning on a Wednesday in the middle of February, and then all you hear out of nowhere.
What's that?
He's just.
Oh my God.
All you hear is.
You got the leg?
That's not mine.
You got the leg?
License and registration, you're like a good boy. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Here we go. John Sullivan. Where are you from, John?
Valentia.
I'm from Valentia. Tell me, John, who's your mother? Mary Sullivan. Who's your father? Patrick Sullivan, the plumber, no, the painter. Right, yeah. And tell me, do you play any football, do you? I do, yeah. For the Valencia. I do, yeah, Valencia. Where did you play? Cornerback. Were you playing last week? We were, yeah. Against who? My van. I think I read about that in the paper, actually. Yeah. Christ, if you were as fast on the field as you were on the road, you'd be a great player, wouldn't you? You're fought the paint of your father. You're going away there to fuck away.
We do have a very strange relationship with our cars, I think, in the terms of our lights. Don't we like to communicate with each other on the road with the car lights? You ever seen that? You can. I don't even need a mic, I'd say. Bring it on. Very good. But there is a way that people communicate with our cars in Ireland, and it's very, very peculiar. It's very interesting, and it can be useful. Now, there's different ways. Now, there's 3 sets of lights that you will see when an Irish person is driving. There is one light, which is usually seen if somebody's driving and they want to pull out and they're not sure. They're like, oh, will I pull out? Is it going to leave me? I don't know.
and someone just goes, "Go on." Go on, fine, walk away. But then there's two lights. There's two lights that you'll see, and that usually happens when you're just driving into a town and you're driving away. You're like, "Oh, this is grand now." It's like, wait, is that Michael? Is it? Oh, it is Michael. Ortiz. It's like, oh, very good. And then there's three lights. I think we all know what three lights means, don't we? You're driving in or out of any built-up area, just about going into the countryside, and all you see is slow down the guard, pulling the guard, slow down the guard, pulling the guard, pulling the guard, pulling the guard, pulling the guard, slow down. But what will happen? It's interesting. We also have a great way of using the hazards, don't we? We're the only nation in the world that uses the hazards that's not an emergency. You know, everyone else would use it for an emergency. We won't bother with it at all. No. We only use the hazards for one thing, and that's when you're driving on a Sunday evening and you're just going, Jesus, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? I'm in no rush whatsoever. Absolutely none. No, I'm fine. No problem at all. Oh, there appears to be a car right up my ass. Oh, he's in a rush. Really needs to be somewhere. Might have a cake in the oven or something, you know. Do you know what? I'm in no real rush. I'll let him pass there. I'll give him the left. Go on away there, boy. Work away. You're fine, work away, pass out. And he'll pass you out. And he'll be very happy with that. And he'll give you And we all know that the hazards are the international symbol for sound for that. And you'll just get one more flash. No bother! Great. But as I said, I come from the village of Portmagee down in southwest Kerry. It is a very unique place. I think even Kenmare here is unique as well. We are a peculiar bunch here in Kerry, would you agree? Most of the way we are our own way. But there is a type, I suppose the best way to describe it is if you're from South Kerry and you're any bit different at all, you're deemed to be either gay or on drugs. Short hair and doesn't play football? Gay. Long hair and plays the guitar? Drugs. Medium length hair, doesn't play any sport, plays 2 instruments, wears a leather jacket. A gay druggie. That's what my nan always says to me. That's what my grandmother always says to me before a night out. She would say, "Where are you going tonight?" "I'm going to Dublin, Nan." "Oh." "Whatever about the knackers. Whatever about the tinkers. It's the gay druggies I worry about." Like, I'd love to know what she thinks a gay druggie is, you know? Someone who breaks into your house to steal the plasma TV screen, but ends up rearranging the furniture instead. Break into my house anyway, damn it! But my grandmother was always a firm believer in the travelling people. She goes, "The travelling people, they're great, fantastic. We were all travellers once, you know." I'm like, "Yes, Dan, don't be saying that too loud, no, at all around the place. We've got this house now, we're not letting go. You may have rolled into this town literally, but we're staying here, okay?" And she goes, "You can say what you want about them, but they always go to Mass." Yes, they do go to Mass. They always do. They do go to Mass, yes. They won't have to answer St. Peter when they're at the gates of heaven. And like, yes, and of course that's because they probably sold them the gates. But, my grandfather was a great man too. Great man. He only ever kind of said 2 things. He's the classic Irish man, classic old school Ireland. They only ever say 2 things. The first thing is, "Fuck that crack." And the second was, "It's fine the way it is." You know? Like, even with it, like, you'd see lots of old school Irish people still would say that, like, you know, "Will we, I suppose we'll build a swimming pool or something in the town, it'll be great." "Oh, fuck that crack." "I suppose we'll put an extension onto the bar there, fit more people." "It's fine the way it is." But even with deep interpersonal issues, you see people with it, you know? You know, you're walking down the street, you might see a woman turning to a man, and she's going, "Darling, look, I don't know about you, but I think things are getting bad between us, really. We haven't spoke properly in years, and intimacy isn't great, so I really think we should see a marriage counsellor." Oh, fuck that prick. Or at least use Viagra. It's fine the way it is! We don't believe in Viagra in Ireland at all, do we? Not in Catholic Ireland, no. We believe in the ancient Celtic method of stick it in soft and let it be happening away inside. That's our process of recreating in Ireland, man. It's a cold winter's night. But you're down in Kenmare here, so it's not too bad for most of you when you go away. Who here from Kenmare? You've been to college in Cork or Dublin?
Oh, yeah.
They haven't been to college at all here, no? Or to Cork or to Dublin, no? They've got everything down here now, though. We don't need to know. This crowd over there! He's not here tonight, is he? He's probably. What's that?
He'll be here.
He'll be here, yeah. He's had a few first. He'll make his way down yet, Harry, don't worry. But Patrick O'Connor Scartini is made it in here tonight, Good man, he's put me in contact with this place, so he started off the process of getting the gig, so I thank him for that. And he was also thinking that this place would be used so Indy Kenny could actually practice a good speech. It wouldn't be too bad, you know. Maybe, come in here someday at 12 o'clock at lunchtime, you might see him. "Ladies and gentlemen of Ireland, will you please listen to me for one bloody minute? If this country wants to get out of recession, will you please just put all your money into a private bank account in the Cayman Islands and we'll be alright. And for the love of God, if Mayo don't win the All-Ireland this year, we might as well catch their boots and fuck them off the presidents." But also sitting next to Patrick O'Connor Scartini is Jerry O'Sullivan from Radio Kerry. Thank you very much, Jerry. I went in before with Gary O'Sullivan up in Radio Kerry, and I was just thinking about, geez, working your voice. You've been on Radio Kerry for so many years, and I just remember. I think all of us would remember being a child and fighting with your parents over the radio on the way somewhere, and just going, it's like, "I want to listen to 2FM and all the music." "You will not. We're listening to Radio Kerry, and that's it." It's like, we're joined here by Mary O'Sullivan from Kilcullen. Mary, you're very irate about it. What's going on? "My dog was taken from me, and he was stolen, and then he was sold, and then I found him again, and I lost him." Very strange list of events going on there, Mary. But as well as that on Radio Kerry there's the great Wishy Fogarty as well. He's just kind of the sound of football and the sound of Monday evenings sitting by the fire, But I love the way Wishy, he's a lovely toned rhythm to his voice, where he goes on a rant that he goes totally off topic altogether and makes absolutely no sense, and then he gets back to the topic again, So you're sitting by the fire on a Monday night and all you hear is 06471606300 Time is taking a call, and I'll come to you. You can email the show at buzzbbf.com.net. That's buzzbbf.com.net. I'd like to say I'm joined on the line inside the studio by care manager John Lapnan. John, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for reaching an interview. Honored and privileged to be here today. I managed to long ago back in 1995 and 1972 in Ireland, and I managed all the way to absolutely nothing. But however, I'm still the number one pundit, and I give my views on everything, even though I haven't managed the team in about 10 years.
That's great. Now, tell me the state of hurling in Kerry. How is it going? This state of hurling, it mustn't be very good. I went a long time ago there, but I'm not going to keep blasting up and after they were trying to play hurling there myself. And then they went out to the bar and they were in there was a big sing-song. Jeez, there was loads of people inside the rock. I didn't get a seat, and then I got a bite and I sat down. I thought they fell about footing down from the bottom of the thing, and they didn't even know what was going on. But tell me, will Kerry win the weekend? My foreign, European world friends, that was just complete gibberish.
Well,